I train people to first of all, be true to who you really are. If you can't be yourself in a meeting, if you can't be yourself in a conversation, then you're already on a back foot. If you're trying to be someone else in a conversation, that's a lot more work. It's a lot more effort. It's a lot more complication, and it's not going to work out for you in that conversation. Being true to yourself doesn't mean saying exactly what's on your mind. There is still room for diplomacy and tact in that. But there is a lot of room for being who you really are and saying what you feel needs to be said in ways that are authentic for you, that are hearable to others at the same time. I can feel some people's heads go, hang on, how do I do that? The work culture is so a certain way that I don't feel like I have room to be myself. That's a myth, that we can only be one way in a given culture. I get it. I get that for so many people the work culture is stifling. The work culture does prevent you from saying what you want to say in a certain way. But I take my clients through a really interesting exercise, because they all come up with those objections right off the bat. I take them through a really interesting exercise. I say, okay, stand here, in this place, you're towing the line, you're towing the culture line. And in this space, you're being yourself and doing what you need to do within that culture. And when you actually physically stand in this space, what's it like? What do you do? How do you behave? How do you respond? And everyone, and I mean everyone that I take through this exercise goes, oh, hang on, there's so much more scope. There are things I can say, there are things I can do, there are ways I can find so I can be myself and yet exist within that culture. That's happened for every single client I've walked through that exercise with. So it's a myth that you can't be yourself and be in a given culture in a certain way. That's what hundreds of my clients will tell you.